Alright, so this is my very first food video, and I'm doing this for my mom because she's a chocolate lover, and I wanted to show her how to make her own chocolate so she can be even healthier than she is. So, and this for anybody else out there who sees it, so they can enjoy good chocolate too. So the ingredients are simple. This is called cocoa butter, and just little chips of cocoa butter. So you can use that, and then use the best, the healthiest chocolate. Use raw cocoa powder like this, and then also you put in a little vanilla, and then honey. So I'm going to use raw honey. So to start off, you got to melt the cocoa butter. So you make your own double boiler by putting a little water in the bottom of a pan, and then putting this bowl on top and heating it up. Alright, so we got the bowl there warming up, and in the meantime I'm going to measure out my cocoa butter. So I'm going to use 1 cup, but I'm also going to measure the mass in grams, because I like to do things a little bit more scientifically, and that is more accurate. Particularly if you have a different form. If they're not like these chips, but they're a solid chunk, you know, then you might want to use grams. It makes it just a little bit easier to get it right. So that's okay. 130 grams, or 126 grams, 1 cup of cocoa butter. And we just take that and pour it in here and let that melt. Okay, now to measure out the cocoa powder. I definitely do this by grams, so it'll be close to 1 cup of cocoa powder, but I'm going to go for an exact gram count on this of, let's see, what did I say? 68 grams. So I've got 56 right now. I want 68 grams of cocoa powder. 65, 69, close enough. Okay. So, as you can see, that's close to 1 cup, but it's a little bit less than 1 cup. 69 grams, but anyway. So I don't want to pour that in yet, I want this to melt first. Alright, so here's what it looks like as it's starting to melt. You can see some of it is liquid, some of it's still solid. So we're going to let that continue to slowly melt, and then I'll pour in the cocoa, the honey, and the vanilla. Alright, in the meantime I have poured out some coffee beans here, and I'm putting them into my spice grinder, and I'm just going to grind them up and put those into the chocolate to make a coffee flavored chocolate. So here we are, ready to grind the chocolate. Alright, now we have finely ground coffee beans, which will taste great. Alright, so now you can see that it's pretty much all melted, so we're going to go ahead and put in the cocoa, vanilla, and honey now. So, measuring out 1/2 cup of honey. This is stuff right from the bee farm. And that looks to be about 173 grams. It's 1/2 cup. Okay, don't worry, I want it. So anyway, 173 grams of honey goes in there. Notice I've taken the pot off of the burner. Now it's just sitting on top of water, and actually I'll remove it from the water pretty soon. Scoop that out. Alright. So 1 teaspoon of vanilla goes in. And my pre-measured cocoa. we go. And now we just stir it up until it's a nice, smooth mixture. So you can see what it looks right now as the cocoa is just getting stirred in. And then before long it'll be nice and smooth. And I can see it's nice and smooth. Alright, so at this point, now you're ready to take this nice chocolate mixture and dispense it into your form. Or you can use this, something like this, or you can use this about 15 bucks, silicone, and or you can just use a pan with baking paper or wax, or not wax paper, baking paper on the inside, and then and this is also the stage where you put any nuts that you're going to put into it, just stir them in, and or the coffee grounds like I have. I'm going to do that a little bit later though, because I want to do some without coffee first. And if you're going to put any filling in the middle of your chocolates, then you only half fill, which is what I'm going to do, because I'm going to put peanut butter in the middle. So I'll show you how I'm half filling. You can use just a tablespoon, or if you happen to have a syringe like I do, then you can use one of these and suck it out and put it in there with the syringe, which is really easy to do. So that's what I'll do right now. Okay, so let's suck the chocolate up into the syringe. Get a nice amount there, and then I'll dispense it into my bowl. Just about a little bit less than half. Fun. So definitely don't be intimidated by this little thing here. You could equally use just a regular large soup spoon and just carefully pour it into the mold. So no worries. Alright, so now that these are all full, I am half full, I'm going to go ahead and put them on a tray and place them in the freezer to harden, so they won't separate. The oil and the cocoa won't separate. And when you put them in the freezer, be very careful not to let any frost drip it down into them, or they'll start to have a mealy feel to them, and they won't be quite as tasty and have a bad texture. So no frost in these. If you wanted to, you could put a saran wrap over them, but stick them in the freezer, and then they'll be hardened enough and ready to put in the middles, the chocolate middle or the peanut butter middles, in maybe 5 minutes or so. Alright, now for the peanut butter middle, I just take this half a cup of peanut butter here that I've put out. This is my homemade peanut butter, unsweetened. And then I sweeten it up with some more of this raw honey. So basically I take 2 tablespoons that I kind of do like this, twirl, and then I just drip it in. And that seems to be enough to sweeten up the peanut butter mixture. So there's one more of those. There we go. Then I mix that up and I put it in the fridge. So I harden a bit, just a little, and then I cut it up into as many pieces as I need to put into those heart-shaped chocolates. So now I'll just mix this up and just stick it in the fridge. Oh, this is the fun mixing part. Just a little bit. Doesn't take long. It's fun. Smell that peanut butter and honey. This is gonna be good. Alright, so there's what it looks like. Mixed up. So after a few minutes in the fridge, you can see the peanut butter, which I rolled out now to make it easier to divide up into 24 even pieces, relatively even. So just go half, 12, 6, 3, 6. So then each one of these into 3 pieces. And voila, you've got your 24 pieces of peanut butter to go inside your 24 hearts. There it is. Alright, so the chocolate's hardened and I have the peanut butter ready, so now I'm just going to take each of these and place them nicely in each of them into their little heart. And then I will fill the top, the rest of the hearts until it fills out the form. Yeah, so if you weren't filling these with peanut butter, it'd be actually much quicker and you'd be eating them by now. So just showing you this little more complicated step. This bowl has just been sitting on the stove by itself and the chocolate is still liquid. So I can now fill it up again and finish topping off these hearts. There we go. Yummy. Very good. There you go. So you get the idea. So now they're all full and ready to go into the freezer. So we can eat them soon. So with the rest of this chocolate, I put in 2 teaspoons of coffee grind. And now I'm going to pour them into this nice little form here and have some coffee flavored chocolates. Since it's getting down low, it's really hard to use a syringe. So I am just going to spoon it in. There we go. There's one. Maybe I will make these full size ones just so I can have more little bites. Okay, so here they are, ready for the freezer. And I recommend cleanup on this as soon as possible because chocolate is hard to get out of bowls. So just stick it in the sink, wipe it out really quickly, and wash it, and you'll be done. And then you can enjoy your chocolates without any mess. Okay, so here is the fantastic result of these chocolates. Now I'll push them out, put them there. Good. Alright, so here's the result, and now you can enjoy.
Out of this world. 100% healthy?
Yes, so that's a good point. This cocoa is raw, so it has lots of antioxidants. It's a healthy dessert. All the ingredients are natural. Even the peanut butter. But you don't have to do that. You can put raw almonds in, it'd be perfect. It only takes about maybe 15 minutes in the freezer or something like that, and they're ready to pop out and eat. Good.
On home.
Enjoy.